Zen Master Story about staying silent in 2 situations. So let's start the video. The first situation. A young man came to a Zen master and asked, "Master, how can I achieve enlightenment?" The master replied, "You must first learn to stay silent." The young man was confused. "But how can I stay silent if I am constantly asking questions?" he asked. The master smiled. "You are asking the wrong question," he said. "The question is not how to stay silent, but why to stay silent." The young man thought for a moment. "I see," he said. "If I stay silent, I will not be distracted by the noise of the world. I will be able to focus on my inner self and achieve enlightenment." The master nodded. "That is correct," he said. "But remember, silence is not about simply not speaking. It is about listening to the voice of your heart." The young man bowed to the master and left. He thought about what the master had said, and he realized that he had been so focused on speaking that he had forgotten to listen. He vowed to start listening to the voice of his heart, and he soon began to make progress on his journey to enlightenment. The second situation. A few years later, the young man returned to the master. He was now a wise and accomplished man, and he had come to ask the master for one final lesson. "Master," he said, "I have learned to stay silent, and I have listened to the voice of my heart. But there is still one thing that I do not understand. Why is it sometimes necessary to speak?" The master smiled. "Because sometimes," he said, "silence is not enough." The young man was puzzled. "What do you mean?" he asked. The master replied, "There are times when words are necessary to communicate truth or to help others. There are times when silence is simply not enough." The young man thought for a moment. "I understand," he said. "Sometimes, words are the only way to show compassion or to inspire others." The master nodded. "That is correct," he said. "But remember, words must be used wisely. They can be a powerful tool, but they can also be used to harm others. So use them with care." The young man bowed to the master and left. He had learned a valuable lesson about the importance of silence and the power of words. He knew that he would need to use both wisely on his journey through life. The moral of this story is that silence is sometimes necessary, but it is not always enough. Thanks for watching this video, guys. If you like this video, then subscribe.